So, what's going on exactly with coronavirus and when will this pandemic come to an end? Someone please tell me already so we can all get back to our normal lives. Welcome back to Optics on Topics, everyone. Let's dive right in. Scientists say that the coronavirus is extremely contagious because it does not quickly kill its victims. It's the extremely rapid rate of spread that is putting pressure on hospitals and causing a general sense of panic. But before you begin to panic, just remember that researchers have concluded that 80% of coronavirus patients only get mild symptoms like a cough and fever, and most recover quickly from their infections. To comfort you a little more, let's look at how coronavirus compares to four different epidemics and pandemics which existed in our history. The coronavirus is not the bubonic plague, aka the Black Death, which killed 25 million people in just a few months in the 6th century. 2. COVID 19 is not the smallpox, which killed roughly 400,000 people every single year of the 18th century. 3. The coronavirus is not the measles, which killed 200 million people in the 19th and 20th century. And last but not least, COVID 19 is not the Spanish flu that claimed 50 million lives in 1918. So, when and how will this nightmare likely come to an end? According to the world's leading experts, Ed Yong, a Science British journalist, described three ways how a pandemic like coronavirus will most likely come to an end. First, the improbable way. Second, the unsafe way. And third, the long journey. So, what exactly are these ways and which one are we heading towards? First, the improbable way would involve that all countries around the world would enforce serious quarantine orders and provide mass testing to everyone. However, looking at the current situation and how far the outbreak has escalated already, this particular scenario seems a bit too unlikely at this point, unfortunately. Just take a look at the USA, for example, which is one of the most prosperous and developed nations in the world. At the time of making this video, the total number of cases in the USA alone is equivalent to Spain, Italy, France, Germany, and the United Kingdom, which are currently the top leading 5 countries right after the USA in terms of coronavirus cases. Unfortunately, many countries did not order a national quarantine, and their citizens did not take social distancing seriously until it was too late, hence why this is the improbable way. The next or second alternative for how the coronavirus might end up is the unsafe way. Although this is the quickest way, the damage done would be catastrophic. Herd immunity is basically allowing the infection to spread with the assumptions that those who recover will develop the proper antibodies to fight off the virus and become immune, protecting the overall population. This is basically the epidemiological equivalence of allowing a campfire to burn through all the wood and burn itself out. The United Kingdom government initially recommended this method, but the issue with this approach is that millions of lives will be lost. Finally, the third or last alternative is the most practical and will cause the least damage to human life. But it will also mean it will be far longer before society as we know it will return back to normal. The overall idea is that we will have to continue maintaining social distancing and quarantine measures until an effective vaccine can be produced. The goal is to minimize the number of deaths because the creation of a vaccine could take more than a year if you factor in the time required for testing, development, and distribution. Until then, we can only wait for scientists to develop the appropriate data, and in the meantime, to keep yourself and others safe, it's best to socially isolate yourself and maintain good hygiene. Just in case if you missed our previous video on how to protect yourself from coronavirus, you can still watch it here and the link will be in the description below. Thank you if you made it this far. Let us know which topics to put some optics on, and until next time, stay safe, my friends.